Welcome in, Slumpbusters. We are just 3 weeks away from the NFL playoffs, which means these playoff scenarios are getting wild. They're getting crazy. And there's a lot to be determined in the NFC. There's a lot to be determined in the AFC. And this Thursday night, we have two of the top contenders in each conference going head-to-head, as we have the San Francisco 49ers, who seem firmly locked into the 6th seed at this moment, going against the Tennessee Titans, who are currently still leading the AFC South, but are trying to fend off a very hot, very streaking Indianapolis Colts team at this time. Currently heading into this game, the San Francisco 49ers are 3-point favorites on the road in Tennessee. That line, from a betting perspective, is kind of crazy when you consider that the home team is a 3-point underdog on a short week on Thursday Night Football. But given the Niners' recent performances, I understand why Vegas is giving them a little bit more love. Obviously, they went on the road against Cincinnati, got a huge victory there. They beat the hell out of the Falcons. I think there's a little bit of recency bias that is being equated in this game. Also, given that the Titans are coming off a tough loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers this past Sunday. Kyle, in this game, what are your thoughts? What is your pick?
Whew, this is going to be an interesting game, I have a feeling. You may recall about 5 or so weeks ago when the Tennessee Titans lost Derrick Henry and were, I believe, 8-2 at the time. And I had said, Tennessee Titans are really going to struggle to score points. And then after that, I believe they beat the Rams and they beat someone else who was pretty good back then. I can't remember who it was now, but they ended up winning a couple games after Henry went out. They were 8-2. It was Kansas City. You are correct. Yes, when Mahomes was throwing all those interceptions and people thought the Chiefs were going to miss the playoffs. I will also be happy to laugh about that as much as you prefer. But I said back then the Tennessee Titans are really going to struggle to score points, and their defense played really, really well in the 2 games afterwards. And since then, the Titans have gone on to lose 3 out of 4 games. The Tennessee Titans are now sitting in a position, or actually, I think it's just 2 out of 3, maybe just 2 out of 3 games for the Titans, because they're sitting at 9-4 right now. I don't want to sell them too short, because the Titans have had a pretty good run this season. They're better than I thought they would be at this point. So the Titans are currently sitting at 9-4, if I remember correctly, either 9-4 or 9-5. I can't remember exactly where we're at this point in the season, but Tennessee has struggled in recent weeks. I think that Ryan Tannnehill has been exposed ever so slightly. I picked the Steelers to win last week against the Titans, and the Titans should have won that game. The Steelers only had 170 yards of offense in that game. The Titans had 320, and the Titans still lost because Ryan Tannnehill turned the ball over a couple times too many. They really, really need help from A.J. Brown coming back whenever it is A.J. Brown may come back. They really need Derrick Henry back to try and have any chance. They're going to win the AFC South. I'm not happy about it. Nobody's really happy about it, but the Titans are going to win the AFC South. They're going to play a playoff game probably on ESPN, just like the AFC South does every year. They're probably going to lose, but the Tennessee Titans are going to make the playoffs. The 49ers have gotten healthy, and good health has been the reason that they are better than all of those teams in the bottomless pit of hell that is the NFC's 7th seed race. And I'm going to take those 49ers to win against the Tennessee Titans this week. The gold helmet with the red stripes. I don't get to pick it very much, but I'm going to take the 49ers this week and hope that they don't let me down the way they've let down Juju all season picking them.
That was a shot. See how strong you finish that take. That's how you end up getting marked a hater by the Tennessee Titans fan base there. But it's hard to disagree when you talk about, in particular, we've talked about this in general in recent weeks. Anytime we've had talk of Titans game, these injuries, man. I thought being a 2020 San Francisco 49ers fan was bad, but when I talk about the injuries that affect the Baltimore Ravens, the Browns, the Titans, it's definitely been a rough year for them. You mentioned, can they get A.J. Brown back? It doesn't look like it's going to be the case this week. Even if they do, he's going to be coming off a major injury, so how good is he going to be? Julio Jones, again, hamstring. Julio Jones is being defined by hamstrings in his later career, and it's looking like the Falcons, they could have walked away with a larger King's ransom. They won that trade. I'm sorry, Titans fans. They won that trade, and I think in your heart of hearts, they won that trade, because the Julio Jones you got is a distant relative of the Julio Jones that we knew back in the day. The San Francisco 49ers, some stuff that are affecting them going into this game. Star rookie sensation Elijah Mitchell, he is looking like he will be out this game, meaning it's going to be another week of Jeff Wilson Jr., maybe JaMychal Hasty mixed in there. The Niners have really had to scrounge together on their running back core, but simple, easy replacement. A guy named Deebo Samuel lining up in the backfield. Is Deebo Samuel a wide receiver? Is Deebo Samuel a running back? What is Deebo Samuel? Is he a WRRB? Is that basically his position? Is he creating a new definition? He is going to have one of those interesting franchise tag negotiations or contract negotiations in the near future for the Niners when they discuss just being an offensive weapon as the Niners have used him as. But the good part for the Niners, in particular in that Falcons game, Deebo Samuel looked healthy coming off that groin injury. Deebo Samuel looked fast. He's looking good. George Kittle, also looking good. Brandon Ayuk, contributing. Jimmy Garoppolo has had a QBR over 100 for each of the last 6-7 games, I believe. Jimmy Garoppolo's been playing extremely well. The Titans, how they're going to win this game, how they're going to beat the Niners, taking advantage of the Niners' right side of their offensive line. Todd Compton, ever since Mike McGlinchey has went out, is not a good replacement. Or Tom Compton, my bad. Either way, he's not a good replacement. Jalen Moore, the rookie, has been more dynamic than Tom Compton, and he's just been a sieve on the 49ers offensive line. So keep an eye on that. The Niners will definitely use a lot of plays to the left side where you have big monster Trent Williams just throwing around grown men just at will. Defensively, the Niners, again, they've tightened up there, but here's where you beat the Niners. Their defensive backs. You're talking about Emmanuel Mosley. He's been out, meaning rookies Ambry Thomas and Demondor Lenore have had to step up. Ambry Thomas was getting spun around like a dreidel against Russell Gage and the Falcons. So if I was the Titans, if I was their OC, I'm looking at Ambry Thomas. I'm looking at number 20. I'm saying, I'm saying, you're the guy I'm going after. Even though Josh Norman, not much better, is on the other side of that defense there. But at least Josh Norman, veteran, he could foul you. He could throw up a penalty. That's about what Josh Norman's good for at this point either way. Niners being defined by their defensive line like it's 2019 because Nick Bosa is up to 15 sacks now at this point, folks. 15 sacks, 14 games, coming off a major knee surgery. Stud, comeback player of the year. I'm calling my shot here. Give that man some love. He needs some award season love. This season is too good to not be rewarded in some kind of praise. I don't care if Dak has come back from his injury. Dak's a quarterback. Dak's going to have an opportunity at award and adulation and praise year in and year out. Nick Bosa may not get the same shot coming off this injury that he came off of. Give Nick Bosa some praise, guys. Maybe they had Dre Greenlaw back, but either way, the Niners, they've gotten performances of Arden Key. Arden Key has 5 sacks for them. Kasaric, their defensive line coach, he's up for some defensive coordinator positions if he wants them. So That's something to keep in mind there. All this to say, well-rounded take here. I'm taking my boys. I'm rolling with the Niners. If for nothing else, just to show my blind allegiance to my team. So hopefully they don't let me down on Thursday Night Football.
I'm not going to brand you a Titans hater in this podcast. Is that I'm a Titans hater on the other side, but you're just a 49ers fan on that side?
I think I gave them praise. I gave them their windows to winning this game. Hopefully they don't take up my advice. Mike Vrabel, don't listen to this. Mike Vrabel, you're not allowed to watch this. You're not allowed to take my tips. If I see you picking on Ambry Thomas, I know you're a loyal subscriber. And while I thank you, if it comes down to a game preview against the Niners, just blinders on, peekaboo, turn away. But you, listener, you viewer, who are just tuning into this video, tuning into this game preview, I need you to not turn away. I need you to hit that subscribe button. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to comment below your game picks. Is it going to be a Titans? Is it going to be San Francisco on Thursday night? Who's going to get this victory? Let us know in the comments. Check us out at Slumpbuster Podcast on IG, at Slumpbuster Pod on Twitter. From Juju Talk Sports and Kyle Ledbetter, stay safe, happy, and healthy. We'll see you on the next one.